They should patent Weetabix as an eco-cement. Simply mix with milk. Foundation's guaranteed for 25 years. 1993. Oh God, I used to love this song. Oh. Sometimes I turn around, looking through a soul. Oh God, danced for 7 hours solid at the student vodkathon. Jumper down to my knees. Perm, as big as the jumper. We knew every single word, me and, oh God, what was his name? Locksmith. Oh, well, Tony, really, but, oh God, gorgeous, gorgeous dark hair from Swansea. Everybody fancied him, but he asked me to dance. Yeah. Went back to his bedsit. Couldn't believe it. God, he was so sweet, so clever. Completely useless, though. He had to wear his actual house key around his neck in case he lost it. Oh, locksmith. Right, okay. Just need to get one load in today and then that will be mission accomplished. Right. Darks. Whites. You'd be up all night and then the next morning you'd be discussing maternal enslavement in Victorian literature over your Pop-Tarts. Well, that's been here over a year. Hand wash only. Yeah. Okay. Still got a picture of that vodkathon somewhere. Should stick it to the fridge or something. Ooh, post it on Facebook. Look, everyone, I used to be exciting too. Everybody's just trying to out-happy each other now. I mean, you get poked, don't you, on Facebook, notified. So you have to have a peek, see what the free world's up to. Not that I'd ever post anything. Well, what's there to tell? Claire did her nut once because I made up some crap about getting a last-minute city break. You know, look at me, I'm so happy. I'm in trendy Marrakesh and my tits are still north-facing. Oh. Oh, regurgitated milk on top of diarrhea. A winning combination. Like chocolates and flowers. Bet there's no option for that on your profile. Everybody leaves out the untidiness. You know, the bits that aren't clever or beautiful or funny, which, let's face it, is 90% of every day. We used to do it even when we were kids. We'd challenge each other to act out these daft adverts. Me and my sister, that is, Claire. She's so sorted. Not like me. She's a doer, not a thinker. Everybody loves her. I think too deeply about stuff. Anyway, I was in the lead after I did the Joan Collins martini ad on the back of the bus, so Claire thought it would be a good idea to jump off the top of the wardrobe to see if panty liners with wings did, in fact, make you fly. That's dark. It's white. That's... Ugh. I always wanted life to be like an advert. You know, the glossy pages in between the Dear Deirdres, but it's not, is it? I mean, that's the point. I love my baby boy. There's no problem there. It's just, I always thought that postnatal depression was about not bonding with the baby. You know, you'd hear these horror stories about women wanting to hurt their children, well, their husbands at least, but I never felt that. I said to Claire, I just feel like life is passing me by faster than the blooming Piccadilly to Euston Pendolino service. One of the mums at Tumbletots, right, Janie, it's gone. Anyway, her kids have been in nursery full-time from 4 months, okay? That's got to be cheating. I've done this for 2 years, non-stop, and I wanted to, don't get me wrong, But if I'd been in prison that long, I'd have had my own counsellor by now. I'd have had time out for good behaviour. It's a trap. You're educated, you're working, you have a life, and then you're a mum, and that's all just... Suddenly, it's perfectly normal to be discussing the benefits of panty liners with wings with a complete stranger whilst you're singing Row, Row, Row Your Boat to your overtired toddler. She dragged me to this wine bar last week, Claire. Tequila Mockingbird. They do an all-night happy hour on a Monday. Anyway, there were these school mums at the next table. It must have been someone's 40th. They were on their 3rd bottle of Prosecco. Yes, I was counting. Anyway, one of them says how she has to have this timetable. I think she must have been a bit OCD. But she divides her day into 30-minute slots. 30 minutes for feeding, 30 minutes for playtime, 30 minutes for bathing, blah-de-blah-de-blah. You know, I guess whatever works for you. She was definitely enjoying a 30-minute let's get pissed up slot. I'd rather have the extra 10 minutes in bed. Maybe that's my problem. I see the clock before I've even opened my eyes and just wish I could turn it back to bedtime again. I'm on these tablets now. Proper antidepressants. Nobody knows. Only my Peter. I haven't even told Claire. Well, she's just so together. I don't want her to think I can't cope. Peter knew I wasn't right, bless him. Oh, he kept trying to drag me away for a romantic mini break. Well, that is what these baby magazines tell you to do, isn't it? You know, beat the baby blues with a bit of mummy and daddy time, or how those stretch marks secretly turn him on. Seriously. They just sell you the lie. I said to him, a city break from what? Huh? From the rest of my life? I felt awful afterwards. He said it was fine, but it's just every morning the same. Every night the same. And I love my boy, I do. He's beautiful. It's just, you know, and I know I've got no reason to moan. I've got everything I could ever want. I've got no right to be miserable. I just wish that sometimes I could just freeze it all in time and then come back when I feel ready to carry on. The doctor told me to create a mental picture of a time when I felt happy as a mum. Supposed to work as an anchor when things get too much. Anyway, I'm lying on the bed, I've got my knees propped up, and he's lying on my knees, you know, facing me. Only a couple of weeks old, in his best mama's and papa's sleep suit, and we're holding hands, and he's looking at me with his big wide eyes and making these funny shapes with his mouth, you know, just taking me in, like we're talking to each other. Me and Peter, we just went out for our tea in the end. 2 for 1 at the local harvester. It was fine. I don't know. Maybe I was always a candidate for some form of depression. You can't help the way you are, though, can you? It's not like I want to kill myself or anything. No way, I would never do that. It's just, I don't want to be here anymore. My world is tiny. Like a spider trapped under a glass. You can see the outside world, but you just can't get to it. No matter how fast he runs or how hard he tries to climb, those invisible walls just hold him in. He stops panicking in the end. He has to. He hasn't given up. just waits and hopes for a generous hand to come and carry him back out into the garden. Tablets will kick in soon. The doctor says, a couple of weeks, everything will start to look up then. Dark one day, white the next. Coming! Mummy's coming!